Hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today and finding some time out of your busy schedules to attend our webinar. The topic of today's webinar is Introduction to AdWords Remarketing and how to set up your marketing for an online store. Our session will include a question and answer section after the presentation of our speakers, so please feel free to put your questions in the chat box and we will answer them after the speeches are over. Before we start, I would like to mention in a few words who we are and why we think we're entitled to speak on today's topic. So Promoter Company has been providing complex online marketing services for 9 years now, since 2004. Since that time, we have gained Google Analytics and Google AdWords partnership certificates, won a couple of top SEO badges and nominations by Promotion World magazine. Also, we have become marketing partners of Shopify and Xcart e-commerce platforms and have worked with more than 350 clients worldwide, helping them solve various online marketing issues they faced. And now I would like to introduce our today's speakers. Paul Razanov, international speaker, internet marketing expert with more than 12 years of experience, and Lina Ruchko, an enthusiastic marketeer, content marketing expert, and Google Analytics certified specialist. And I'm giving the floor to Lina right now, who is going to actually share her insights on remarketing.
Hello, everyone. Hello, and I'm very glad to meet you all, and let's begin. So what we are going to talk about firstly is that what remarketing is and how to set up it and which strategies are the best to implement. So remarketing is a feature that lets you reach people who have previously visited your site. You can show them relevant ads when they visit other sites, check in emails, or search on Google. So 100% you have seen such ads before, because remember those ads of the same brand which appear on different websites? This is remarketing. So how does this process look like? So let's say a woman, a potential customer, visits your website, surfs it for some time, but leaves without completing any target action, that is, making purchase or at least signing up for a newsletter. So how you can make this visitor to convert? You set up remarketing, and when this woman visits other websites, for example news portals or any other types of websites, it sees your ad, and this way this ad reminds her about your product. Finally, if the ad is not too intrusive and if it doesn't chase her for ages, this woman may finally decide to buy your product, click the ad, and come back to your website. So this is remarketing. Now, why remarketing is powerful for online businesses? Business owners are always interested in such key indicators of online business as more traffic and higher conversion rate. So how can it help you? If you set up remarketing and use it, remarketing may help you to improve such key indicators of user engagement as bounce rate, average time on site, and pages per visit. Also, because you make the visitors which come to your website, you may see the increase in returning visitors. Also, another benefit which businesses that use remarketing feature get is that brand awareness is improved, and you may see the higher traffic for your website. How is it possible? Because visitors, they remember your brand by your advertisement for some time, and chances are that if they even don't need winter jacket, let's say right now, next time when they need it, they will type your website name in the search and will go to your website because they already know that you are selling this kind of product. Now let's look at the technical part of the remarketing process. So how is it all possible? You to set up remarketing, you add a piece of code to your website. Then when visitors come to your website, the cookies associated with their browsers are added to the special remarketing list. Then the ads are shown to the people who are on this list. We are going to talk about remarketing from Google specifically because Google is the leading search engine for these days, and that is why remarketing from Google is the most powerful and efficient as for today. So it is available in AdWords account. Now let's see what types Google has. Firstly, it is remarketing for the display network. It is remarketing for search ads, then dynamic remarketing, and remarketing for mobile apps. Now let's look at all of them more into detail. Remarketing for the display network. You might have seen this kind of advertising because display networks includes a huge number of different websites, including Google services and websites with such heavily visited everyday websites such as YouTube, Gmail. And secondly, it is a large network of Google Ads and publishers and sites which partner with Google. So whenever you go to whatever site you go or visit, you might see these ads. This is a very popular type of remarketing as for today. Then remarketing for search ads. Remarketing for search ads might look the same as just typical AdWords, as just typical ads in the search. But what is good that you can target your visitors more specifically because you define the list of visitors which have been to your site before, and you can set higher bids because you know these visitors are more interested in your brand, and you can set up special keywords and interest for these people and create separate ad banner which will be shown to this kind of audience. And the third type of remarketing is dynamic remarketing. It is the most suitable for online stores because ads are created dynamically by using your product feed from your website. Such ads feature product image, title, and price, and usually they show very relevant information for your potential customer. But this kind of remarketing is available only if you have a Google Merchant Center account. It is very popular, but it needs special attention to talk about and to know how to set up it. Remarketing for mobile apps. It allows you to reach customers who have previously visited specific sections of your mobile app, and then you show these ads to them when they use other applications. Now let's see how to set up remarketing. Actually, it could be done in 4 simple steps. Firstly, you create remarketing. You go to Google AdWords account and create remarketing campaign. Secondly, you get the remarketing tag and paste it into your website code. The third step, you create remarketing lists. That is the list of your site visitors, and which can be grouped into different categories by different features. And the last step is creating ad groups. You create ad groups and assign to them different remarketing lists in order to be able to target them with different messages and with different banners and images. So the first step is remarketing campaign creation. You go to the campaigns section of the upper panel. There you select add campaign, and if you are going to set up remarketing for display network only, you select this option. Then in the next window you write the name for your campaign and be sure to select remarketing. Then you specify where you would like the settings to be loaded from, probably from the previous campaigns in your AdWords account. Then you select the bid strategy budget and click Save and Continue. During these steps you will you will be able to request the remarketing tag to be emailed to you or your webmaster. When you receive this tag, you copy it and paste into your website code on all the pages of your website. It should be pasted before the body tag, so you can see this is how the code looks like the beginning of the code. And in real life, this code on the website may look like this. So this is the code from Promoter website. After you have set up the tag on your website, AdWords starts collecting the information about your visitors. Any person who comes to your website, AdWords collects the information about their browsers. And this way, the remarketing list of your website visitors is created. If you, by default, you already have the remarketing list, which includes all your website visitors, but of course to be able to run more effective campaigns, you might need to segment these visitors, and thus you can create separate remarketing lists, any number of these lists, and assign them to different ad groups. So in order to do that, you navigate to Shared Library and then click View. When you click this, you see this window where you should select Add Remarketing List, and in the next window you will specify the audience you would like to segment. So you write the name, the descriptive name of your list, and then you have these options. You can select whether you would like these visitors to be the visitors of the certain page, or you would like these visitors to be the audience which did not receive a certain page. As you see, there is a number of options. After you have done this, you create ad groups. So you navigate to the list of all your online campaigns, select the campaign, and then you click Add Group. After you've done this, you see the Remarketing List tab, where you can select any number of remarketing lists which you have previously created. You can combine them, and thus you define the audience for which you would like the banner to be shown. A little tip. So if you have some doubts about whether remarketing tag has been installed correctly on your website, you can download special Chrome extension by Google, Tag Assistant, which will help you to check this remarketing tag. Another tip is, if you would like to find remarketing tag, or you would like it to be emailed again to you or your webmaster, you can navigate to the Shared Library, then click View in the Audiences tab, and you will see this kind of window. Here you will see that your tag is active if it is active, and you can click View Tag Details. In this window, you will be able to see Setup button, and if you click it, you will see the code. Here you can type the email to which you would like this tag to be sent. Now, another tip is how to create a marketing campaign for search ads. So we talked previously about display network, and if you would like to do that for search ads, you need to follow a little bit another path. You create your marketing campaign, select search network only, and make sure to select all features, because for standard option it won't be available. So you select all features, and then after you have created this campaign, you add group. You add a group, and after you have done this, you find it on the list on the left panel, and having opened it, you navigate to the Display Network tab. In this tab, you will be able to see this button and this tab, Interest and Remarketing. So by clicking Add Targeting, you will be able to specify the interest of your audience, or even to select the remarketing lists. So now we have seen how to install the remarketing for your online store, and now I'm going to show you several strategies how to make the most of this feature from Google. So firstly, when you create a marketing campaign, you have a number of options, as I have already mentioned, to segment your audience. So firstly, this is the feature which lets you define visitors of different pages or even during specific dates. And secondly, when you type the URL string of the page which interests you, you also may specify the number of the pages which will be included by specifying whether this URL equals to what you have typed, or it should contain a certain string, or it should start with or end with the certain words. So let's look at the example. For example, you would like to remarket to the people who visited the page selling winter shoes. Then you can do the following. You write the name, for example, winter shoes, and you write visitors of the page. Then you click rule, URL, you select URL, contains, and winter shoes, if you have this type of word expression in the URL. In this case, your ad will be shown to people who visit any page of your site with winter shoes in URL. This could be, for example, women/winter shoes, men, winter shoes, sales winter shoes, and so on. So it could be a large number of pages. If you would like the number of pages to be less, or you would like to specify a certain page, for example, you want to remarket to people who only visited the page selling women winter shoes, you may choose another option. So you again click rule, URL, but here you select equals, and you write women/winter shoes. In this case, your ad will be shown to people who visited only the page with this expression in the URL. How to remarket to different audiences? Probably you might need to show with different frequency to the people depending on how long it has been since they visited your website last time. For example, during the first 7 days you would like to show the ad to them more often, and then decrease the frequency. In this case, you can make the use of membership duration option when you create remarketing lists. By default, the membership duration will be 30 days, but of course it is advisable to vary it depending on the audience and on your aim. So, for example, if you would like to target people with different ad banner, the users who visited your site from 50 days ago to 30 days ago, you can create two lists with membership duration 15 days and 30 days respectively. Use custom combination option. So how it is possible? You select custom combination, and then you write the following: who you would like to add to list. Firstly, you select the audience, people who visited 30 days ago your website. Then you click Sell and you choose none of these audiences. So you do not want on this list to be included people who are visited your website 15 days. So this is how you will be able to achieve your aim. Very conveniently, you can create remarketing lists and segment the audience in Google Analytics. Why it is powerful? Because Google Analytics allows to set up conversion goals. It means that you can specify in Google Analytics special events which are critical for your business, and Google Analytics will be tracking them. It could be visiting a certain page, for example, thank you page, or a page with your pricing, or registering for an event or newsletter sign up. So, so this way, by this characteristic, by what conversion goal has been achieved by a certain visitor, you can segment the audience. So how it is possible? you navigate, while you are in Google Analytics account, you navigate to admin, and then you select remarketing. Here you can select new remarketing list and specify the policy. You can add all the visitors of your website, for example. And again, you select membership duration and make sure to specify to which AdWords account you like this remarketing list to be attributed. That is very essential. And as I just mentioned about conversion goals, here in remarketing type, you can select all visitors who completed a conversion goal. And if you have this list set up conversion goals for your website, you can select which one is interesting for you, and that is by which criteria you would like to criterion you would like to segment your audience. And finally, we would like to give you some effective remarketing strategies tips. Usually it is useful to consider a buying cycle when selecting membership duration for your remarketing list. For example, expensive products, they might need longer period of time for a user to make the decision about the purchase. So in this case, you might need to select a longer membership for the remarketing list and show your ad for a longer period of time. And vice versa, it could be for low price products, for example. Also, you can set up higher bids if you are going to remarket to people who are very likely to convert on your website. For example, people who abandoned shopping cart, a very widespread problem. They are very likely to convert on your website, so you might want to set higher bids for this kind of audience, but always consider the value of a customer, because finally you still need to get the benefit from this advertising feature. It is also useful to test different remarketing lists. It is good to test different time lags, banners, messages, and so on. In this case, it will allow you to optimize your bids and strategy and reap more results. If you don't mind to go a little bit advanced in remarketing, you can make the use of custom parameters of the remarketing tag. So if you set up them in your code, you will be able to receive more information about your audience, and thus you will be able to more segment the audience and optimize your bids and banners. So this is how custom parameters of the website code for remarketing may look like. This is from the online store. And also remember about this feature. When you create a remarketing campaign, a remarketing list, you can select visitors of a page during specific dates. When is it useful? It is useful when, for example, you would like to remarket for visitors which came to your website during specific dates. For example, in order to show them special offers, for example, during the holiday time, or for example, during the Christmas. So make the use of this feature then. And also, remarketing is good if you would like to upsell to the visitors, to your customers who have already bought something on your website. How to define this kind of people? Of course, you may use remarketing lists on from Google Analytics, because there you might have the conversion goal, which means the completion of the purchase, or you can use AdWords and specify the following. And select visitors of a page who also visited another page, and in the first line you can select that it should be the URL which contains the kind of product which such users should have bought, and then you combine it with another with another provider, it says that URL people should also have visited another page which indicates the completion of the purchase. For example, it could be thank you page, which is shown visitors after they have completed checkout process. And if you define this, you will be able to show your ads offering some complementary products to the people who have converted on your website. So I hope that this information was very helpful for you, and now you will be able to start your own remarketing campaign. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us or me. And now I'm going to give the floor to Paul, who are going to talk about banner design.
Okay, thank you so much, Helen. I'm pretty happy to continue this. So I'm going to talk about design in general. So first of all, about the media ads, about the banner ads. A lot of people are not actually satisfied with CTR of banner ads, but according to research that made especially for the B2C businesses, is that people, they likely to buy from the store after they see the ad. So we don't have to expect that people click on the ad immediately. Right now, from what we see inside of the analytics of our clients, is that we have to touch clients multiple times from multiple points. So you may launch remarketing with Google, you may launch remarketing with Facebook, etc. And we have to see that amount of the repeated visitors increase. That's the main goal. And you don't have to necessarily focus on CTR of the specific banner ads. But we are going to go and take a look at different kind of design options. And you have to remember about 3 key factors for the success. About 30%, I would say, is the design of the banner. About 40% depends on your specific configuration and setup. The better segmentation you have, the better success you will have. And you can also always test the different ad banners and then choose the winner. And by choosing the better results, the better winner, you will improve the results of the campaign. So you have to always remember about specific limitation that Google provides you. So you have to remember about the file type, file size. You have to remember about specific image size, etc. So you can go ahead and take a look at the slide later on. Pay attention to animation banner ads, because this is very important for you to remember about the site, about the timing, etc. And talking about the design, you have to remember a couple of tips. First of all, that your banner design is supposed to have your brand logo on it. That helps you to build a brand awareness. As you can see on those 2 samples, ABM and City National Bank, they did a great job by pushing the logo. So it does not matter what will happen with the banner, you already have the impression and you already showcase brand to other people. You have to think about very clear message that you want to represent to a client. I think the shortest version is the best way to try, and especially if you provide some services, it's better to clearly define. If you can define the pricing, that's even better. I understand that that's maybe a little bit more complex, and you maybe need a little bit more banner ads for different options, but trust me, that's the good way to convert. So in this specific case, you see build powerful voice and SMS apps in the cloud. It's a very clear message. And logo design for $5 for the Fiverr, it's even better. So that's a very important thing to test. If you sell something and if you're trying right now to get people to sign up for a specific form, etc., or you do some kind of promotion for the holidays, it makes sense to alert about that, so you can add things like free, save, percentage off to your message. and then you can test different placement and be able to define. Sometimes you can even mention that only like few days remain for that deal. And that might be a good strategic marketing tactics to implement. So sometimes you can use the very very specific messages when you don't really showcase what you guys represent, but you can just ask the question like, who is Nina in this case for the nuance. You can have like, maybe that's why ads on Google work. So you're trying to showcase, you've been trying to push people to click on the banner just to find out what's going on there. So that might be very relevant to your businesses as well. If you guys doing some educational content, that will be very nice for you to try some banner ads, like usually we do with Promoter when we organize some webinars. So you can showcase that you want to educate, learn how, and or like get more tips about something. That's the very useful things if you want to just drop some customer base. If you do like giveaway, then you can maybe implement the different tactics like learn how to win iPad or something like that. So by combining all different tips, maybe you can get a better conversion rate than usually. A lot of things depend from the photo, because if you just use the very unprofessionally made banner ads, they don't really will work. So you have to remember that customers like different photos and they like the very professional photos. That's why the Pinterest system is very popular right now, because a lot of useful photos over there and people just love it. So especially if you sell something, professional photo might be very key strategic point for you to prepare the banner ads. If you want to go deeper, maybe if you are very nice and very powerful brand, maybe you can spend some money even with banner ads that don't really represent any specific deal or any specific product, but just showcase that other people very famous that they actually use the system, or maybe people like other people use your brand or use your services. That's the very clear samples when we represent, here is our product, this is the feedback from Scott Bowen, and this is I released that this is like a video message, so maybe I can click on and listen what's going on there. So if I see that other people like me use this company, maybe that's a good idea to try. So maybe you can test some banners like that. And for sure, like about call to action, the call to action needs to be opposite in terms of the call to the rest of the design. So make sure that you push a very clear message, something like try it free, click here, sign up. It's all of those kind of things. It's with any kind of banner, I would recommend to have call to action, because that's change the customer attention, and they will likely click on those that have call to action than to the banner ads that does not have any button on it. And you can always think about interactive ads. I mean, interactive ads, it's not easy to create them, but if you decide to do that, usually you may build a lot more brand awareness with that. So it's more like digital, it's more creative. Maybe you can test, create a nice story, and then push this out, and maybe target to very specific audience, maybe to the specific website, etc. What you can test differently, you can try to test different designs and sizes. So what we usually do here is we create the most effective size, and then we test a couple of different options of the same size. And once we choose the winner, then we resize the banners and then push to the Google all possible versions of different sizes. So we can target multiply different sites and showcase our banner with different dimensions. You can also test the different things on the banner ads. So you can play with different photos You can try to play with different icons. All those small icons, it's really matter. So you can always test, different kind of background color. You can test the different kind of messages here. So you see it almost the same banner ad, just with very very small details. And differently, sometimes the CTR of different banner with even small changes in one message could be really different. So something like that, for example. And I want to represent some samples of the banner ads that we personally designed for some kind of well-known brands. So you can see, like, most of them, they really follow the quite define it, just to inspire, something like that. So, I think if you can get some PDF file from us with different kinds of samples, just to pass to your designer for inspiration, we can definitely send you that. So, and I think I'm done. So go ahead and Hello?
I thank you, Paul. And so before we move to question and answer section, I would like to offer you contact us in case you need any help or you need a hand with your current marketing strategy, or you're kind of stuck with your banner ads or anything. So I'm sending right now the link to chat. You can follow this link and fill in the form to request a free advice, free audit of your website. Well, thank you so much, guys, for your amazing information, for your presentation. And as for now, I don't see any questions, so I welcome everybody to follow our blog, our Twitter and Facebook, to follow our upcoming events. And thank you so much for your attention again. See you at our next webinars. If you come up with any questions, you can always connect with our speakers. Thank you so much. Take care. Have a good rest of the day, and goodbye.